Hello traders, Sean at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at NVDA, AMD, and Tesla. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. Go to the website, sign up for the free membership, or click down here in the right-hand corner and subscribe to YouTube. All right, let's get to the daily chart. 23 million, almost 24 million on the day. It was up $6.94, guys. Great push up. Got back above the 20 MA. We talked about the gap that needed to fill. It filled that and continued. Guys, ER is coming up, so maybe we're running up into ER. We'll see more tomorrow. Let's put a short-term retrace on this one. Hold on. I just want to go from this low pivot to this high pivot here just to see where we're at. So we just hit the 618. That's what's stalling it out a little bit too with the gap fill. And you have the 750 right around 156.18. Watch that support or resistance tomorrow, 156, 156.18. Then it's going to be double top up here, right around 162.08. So the bulls, you got to get this thing giddy up here. I want to see more volume, which we did today, and I want to see a bigger push tomorrow. If we get past the 156, 157, 158, and then ultimately right in here around the 160, 173 if it continues up. Maybe a lot of these tech runners run up into earnings. We're going to find out in the next couple weeks. So watch for this. Good resistance with gap fill. Needs to continue up. I want to see a close above 156.18 tomorrow, guys. That will possibly push this a little higher. You still have a little tiny pivot right here at 160. 35 with the 160 even number. That's going to be resistance too. So as this thing goes up, let's see if we start running in these areas and see if it stalls out. If this thing just clicks over and comes right back in, and of course, gap window, gap fill. If it closes below the 20 MA, then that could be a little bit weak. You get this nice little retrace. You get a nice downward action. Then you got some areas here, including double bottom down here at 138.66. Just watch for that. Right now, though, we did get past 50%. We're at the 618. Let's see if we continue higher. If this thing clicks, comes right back, then we're going to lower prices, or we'll watch for just a chop. If we go up and sideways, that's bullish as well. If that pattern fails, of course, we're going lower. So right now, not bad. Back above the MAs, bullish stance. And let's see what tomorrow brings in the rest of the week. We did have a light volume session, 36 million guys on the SPY. So you'd expect these things all to rally like this. That's what usually happens. You had a couple turds on the block, but for the most part, everything went up today. All right, let's go into AMD. AMD, guys, exactly what the bulls needed to close above this little high pivot wick, and let's see if we can get continuation. Or do we go sideways, holding on to the 618 retrace, ready for the next pop? If it pops, here's your channel on the upside. Here's this old gap fill here, and then the high pivots where this thing touched at 1471 or so. Again, earnings, guys, people are getting excited. It's AMD. Oh my gosh, they got all this stuff going on. Let's see if it continues up. I'd still like to see more volume. See how it's just slowly getting just little less today. We still had good volume at 78 million, but for this stock, you've had 182 million. It's decent for this stock. We've had less 5 days ago, but see how it's just kind of slowly disappearing and grinding higher with the overall market. So let's see what we get next couple days. We continue sideways, and I'm expecting higher prices. This area here too is pretty big, right around 1410 to 1419 or so. Let's see how it reacts at the $14 area if it continues up. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, we get a gap up where it doesn't have to deal with this. But let's see what tomorrow brings and Wednesday, and let's see if this chops for a higher. Does it follow through, or does it just turn and come right back in? We're back above the 20, the 50, and the 200. Strong stance for the bulls, but let's see how this plays out. Just straight up. It's not really giving us a pattern other than a retrace into a little bit of resistance, a little more coming up at 14. But let's see what this thing plays out in the next couple days. But AMD, guys, nice move today. 3.37%. Hey, hats off to it. All right, let's go into Tesla, guys. You get the buy the dip mentality. We posted some stuff on StockTwits today. We said, hey, a gap fill right around the where is it? There's a little trend line where I think it was like 30. Yeah, it was around 304 or so. All right, guys, so Tesla, gap fill down here around 303.81, and then check this out. I didn't show this one off in some of my charts today. I was home, but look at this trend line here. Connects those lows, connect those lows. Look where that is, too. So we had the 304 even number, the gap fill, and just oversold condition. We're chopping around. But now, guys, if you're trying to go long Tesla, buying the dip, you're probably in a little bit of pain. You know, everyone's so conditioned to buy the dip on this. Let's see if we go sideways, guys. If we go sideways, then this is setting up for lower prices. I still think we could get to 260. If this starts to giddy up on more volume than the sell, you got to get more volume than the sell candle, or at least equal to what today was, around 13 million or so. If it starts pushing up, you have gap window, gap fill right around the 382 or 327.33 area. So watch for that. So if this continues higher, there's going to be good resistance here, and then you have a trend line. You got we have the trend line up here at 336.54, and then also you have this channel here. Right, I'm going to pull that one out a little bit. Right in the same area, right around the 335 or so area. So let's see if this thing retraces and possibly moves higher. Got to get back to 50 and the 20 MA as well. So it's a little bit weak stance, still above the 200 MA. Not bad, but back below the 20 and the 50, a little bit weak. Down, sideways, setting up in a bearish manner. It's got to start retracing to start getting rid of this bearish pattern. You got some gaps up here too. Or does it go sideways above these trend lines and then sets up for the next wave down? So again, if the markets stay like this, a little bit up, kind of buoyant, 36 million on the SPY, this could grind higher. If the markets somehow, somewhere sell off, this will definitely sell off with it, as well as everything else. It's a market trade, guys. SPY goes up and grinds or stays sideways like this, most likely stocks are going up. If the SPY starts to sell off and you get a nice red day, then of course everything's going down as a market trade. So, but we filled the gap today. We hit the trend line. There's another gap down here. We talked about this one, 295.72 or so. So watch for that. I think there might be one. Yeah, that's a big gap right there. 278. You got another gap here, 270. So you got some gaps. You got some great support coming down, guys, as much as you have great resistance going up. If you're trying to go long, you got 50-50. Trying to go short, 50-50. You're kind of in the middle range, guys. If this thing plays out, you're going down here. If this thing reverses, you're going up in here. Earnings again on this one. It could shoot up 400 points. It could go down 100 points. Who knows, guys? It's Tesla. All right. Again, if you like this video, subscribe down here on YouTube. And guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. I love making these videos for you. Hopefully I'm saving some guys, some traders' butt out there with going long or going short. But it's all technical analysis, and I really enjoy doing it. Again, thanks for stopping by. God bless. See you on the charts.